Hello, welcome back to Access. I'm Nathan, and I'm here with Dave.
Hi, Nate.
Dave!
Yeah.
More Star Wars.
I know.
So this is 5 things only true Star Wars fans will appreciate. We're
That's
doing
right.
smug faces.
Mm-hmm.
We were going to make this. We were going to make this that wouldn't give true Star Wars fans have a bad feeling. But we couldn't make the title work. But first of all, basically, this is stuff that you're going to find in the game, and this is only just from the beta. Bear in mind that that's in there, and it just kind of shows the level of accuracy and detail. And it's gonna. Most people are going to go, "That looks cool."
Yeah.
And Star Wars fans are going to go, "Oh my god, it's."
Yeah. ...
So we're going to start with. I think this is a drop zone level. This is on Sullust, new planet of Sullust, and it's just got. Just stuff on it, man. Like a TIE fighter that's fallen out of the sky.
Yeah.
There's a Lambda class shuttle which you can jump on.
Yeah.
With your jump pack.
Yeah.
And there's X-wings there as well. Like just seeing a little X-wing next to a lovely blue lagoon. And the whole thing's like that. You were talking about the survival mission that you can play on Tatooine.
Yeah.
And that's similarly full of just things that you'd recognise from A New Hope and movies that we might not mention on this video.
Exactly. Yeah. There's sand people stood up on a sort of crest of a little hill, and you're in their sort of village around their structures, which is from one of the early movies. Who cares?
Were there evaporators there, Dave?
There's like bits of moist evaporator and stuff strewn about.
I saw you shooting the heck out of one of the sand people's huts. Poor old Tusken Raiders.
Yeah, I just wanted to make sure there wasn't a collectible in there.
Going full Anakin.
Yeah.
And there's a Lambda class shuttle in there as well.
Yeah, there is.
And also, probably my favourite of all these little things. So we're talking about kind of just environmental details, really. Is that on the Battle of Hoth is just they've got the little turrets that they have in the Empire Strikes Back.
Yeah.
Obviously the shield generators, which are the ultimate aim of the Imperial Assault.
Yeah.
And then the iron cannon.
I love the iron cannon so much.
Just set into the mountain.
My only regret is that I haven't seen it fire yet. It might fire.
Who knows?
That would be amazing.
Number 2, we're talking about Tusken Raiders. I'm going to talk about the weapons.
Yeah.
And some of them you're just going to look at and go, it's a stormtrooper gun.
Yeah.
But one of the first kind of power-ups that you get in the game is a kind of a long-range rifle called a cycler rifle.
Yeah.
And that is... Think back to when Luke's speeder was disabled in A New Hope.
Yeah.
And when the Tusken Raider was over him going, what's the noise? That is basically it, yeah.
I didn't know that was coming. I think that was pretty good effort, considering I didn't know.
What he's holding, anyway, is a cycler rifle, and they've got nice pop to them, especially if you get a headshot.
If you're New Wave Star Wars fans, well, you might know that from The Phantom Menace. I think he shoots the pod racer. No,
oh, of course.
Don't remember. I've not seen those films. Don't worry about them.
The DH-17,
yes,
which is, I think, the first gun that you see in any of the Star Wars movies.
I think you're right.
In Episode 4,
A
New Hope, all the rebel soldiers are basically... Well, they're not rebels, are they? Well, they are. But the Alderaan commandos.
Yeah, those guys swallowing hard when they know that Darth Vader's about to come through and choke them all to death.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that guy's face, man, is etched in my mind. And the E11, which literally everyone will be like, E11, what are you talking about? Is that something you find in squash? No, it's a gun, and you will know. We've actually got a replica of it in the office.
Yeah,
that's how important the E11.
I love that gun. It's amazing. It instantly just made me think of Princess Leia. Shooting holes in the trash compactor and
taking care of business
and swinging across that little weird thing in the Death Star.
Find the controls to extend the drawbridge.
Exactly.
I think I just blasted them.
Yeah.
Coming through!
Star Wars, everyone!
That's basically what me and Dave have been doing for the last 3 days. And similarly with the vehicles, there's vehicles that everybody knows, and we talked about the X-Wings and the TIE fighters.
Yeah.
There's vehicles that people who didn't spend their entire childhood watching the movies and playing TIE fighter might not know.
Yeah.
So like my favourite probably is the A-Wing.
Nippy.
Yeah, I mean, most people have heard of Y-Wings and X-Wings because they take part in the assaults. I think the A-Wings are on display in Return of the Jedi.
Yeah.
But you get to, on Walker Assault, in the final stage of the battle, you can be in an A-Wing, and you're right, they're just a little bit quicker. They're like an attack class.
It's nice, actually. I like how the different ships, for the Rebels at least, have different qualities.
Oh yeah.
So the A-Wing is quite fast, the X-Wing's quite sort of balanced. There's the T-47 Speeder.
Well, that's another one of the ones that what I mean. You say that to a kid on the playground, he's like, "What?"
Yeah, it basically has no weaponry. It can fire lasers a little bit, but it does have its harpoon and tow cable.
Exactly, and also the TIE Interceptor, which if you've ever seen a TIE fighter and you think that looks like a TIE fighter, but cool.
Yeah.
That's the TIE Interceptor, and that's kind of sort of like the equivalent of the A-Wing. They're very fast. They're speedy.
Be exciting to see what else we see in the final game.
Yeah, no, absolutely no. I am like properly. It's a bit like presumably like speeders through the forest of Endor.
Yeah,
I mean,
absolutely.
come on now.
Maybe TIE bombers.
Oh. And so talking about ships as well. So then in all of the kind of the skylines,
Yeah.
there are ships that, like the battle. You get a sense of the battle going on in orbit or just outside orbit as well. And if you look up on Sullust, for example, it was like, imagine this level of conversation. We turn on Battlefront, and one of the first things that they've said to me is, "It's the medical ship." It's really excited. It is the medical ship. It's the medical ship, I think, in Empire Strikes Back, where they go at the end because Luke doesn't have a hand anymore.
Yeah.
I think it's called the Redemption, but it's like a Nebulon 5 or something.
Right.
But it's got that cool. It's got a really specific. It looks like a big gun in space.
Yeah, it does actually. Yeah.
So that's, you can see that in the sky, and also the kind of the curvier, bubblier ships.
Yeah.
And one of them crashes, which is sad. But then
I think of them as Admiral Akbar's ship.
yeah, I think his ship in Return of the Jedi,
Yeah.
Home One.
Yeah, that's right, Home One.
And they're like Mon Calamari. Someone today completely separately was pointing out how did George Lucas get away with calling his aquatic race?
I know.
Mon Calamari?
There's so much he's got away with though, and I've heard rumours of things he wanted to do that would have been so much worse.
But you know what? He's given us so much.
He has. I can't be angry at him.
And my final one is really silly. I only noticed it today. Is that when you respawn back onto the map,
It's so good.
they do a wipe.
Yeah.
They do like a proper, like vertical top to bottom.
It's not just that. If you get an X-wing or any ship, and it wipes to you being in the ship.
I must have just been like seeing them and not seeing them, and a part of my brain was just like, Star Wars.
This sounds a little bit silly, but I think that really speaks to the game at large. Like, it's got everything so Star Wars that things are talking to you don't even realise.
Yeah.
You know, you're just reading that I'm in the Star Wars universe, and you don't even know why some of the time. We must have seen like hundreds of wipes before we actually went, oh my god, there was a wipe.
I know, yeah.
Just like Star Wars.
And Lucas took them from they're like old school Japanese like Kurosawa movies. That's where they're from originally.
Oh really?
Yeah, and also like on a similar note, I mean, we spoke about it in our other video already, but the sounds of the place, man, like in terms of just thinking that you're in Star Wars, you wake up to it every now and again. You just go,
yeah.
There's an alarm going off. I can hear a TIE fighter. Someone's shooting me with the light, and it's gonna hurt. But my God, it sounds just right.
It's like perfect. An incredible meeting of minds, because DICE already had an amazing sound team, like audio department, and then give them all the stuff from Star Wars, and it's just like ultimate sound.
And I assume, past this is just stuff that we've noticed in the beta, and there's probably stuff that super hardcore Star Wars fans might notice that we haven't or hadn't had the time to look at, which is a way of saying don't comment if we've got if we've missed stuff. But this is what we like. I think we, me and Dave, as people who really really like Star Wars, this is the stuff that we were super excited about in there, that we thought most some people just kind of casual fans might not know about. Stick stuff in the comments that you have loved about the beta if you've had a chance to get onto it yet after Thursday. Let us know what else you'd like to see, and we can probably make a video of it for you if you like. Do like this video if you enjoyed it, and subscribe to Access. We've got loads more coming up.